All right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Like, share, subscribe, Cash App, $ Winston Spotty. So this video is going to be about Diddy. It's my understanding here, and shout out to Tisa Tells and Ticket TV, okay, that Diddy has got his retrial demands denied by the judge, okay, and I think that we saw that coming. And if y'all really have been keeping up with the know, if you're people in the know, and then this channel as well, you know, you saw that coming, and then paying attention to the notes and all that. This is a synopsis of a 16-page, I guess, response letter that the judge had. Judge Submaranian that he had. And actually, this man has had grace on Diddy, okay, with the recommendations and things that nature. And the only thing is going to be left is just the sentencing, which will be on Friday, okay, of 11. Well, the recommendations of his 11 years is going to be up to him. I think he's going to get a little bit less. But look, in response to the 16-page letter, some of the notes were, and I even told you guys that it had to do with the type of offense, the magnitude of it, and then lack of remorse, okay, in so many words, when he factored Diddy being, you know, the violence and so forth. And Diddy even admitted by saying, hey, you know what, you're doing a good job. So it's kind of like in so many words that, you know, he's acquiescing to the evidence that they put on this man, with him beating up on Cassie and that kind of thing, beating up women, okay, having, you know, weapons, people are being coerced and having weapons being pulled on them at these doggone, you know, the freak offs and things of that nature, the coercion. Okay, for example, there may have been some of these women that had said, yeah, you know, that they want to come out and spend time with Diddy, and next thing you know, they done got tricked into a freak off. Even Cassie, okay, Cassie and this Gina girl, okay, with the escorts, and even the escorts did not were, you know, tricked and doggone were beat up and things of that nature, had guns pulled on them, okay. Now I'm saying that according to the notes, okay, that Diddy being a flight risk, so you're looking at the type of offense, the gruesomeness of it, okay, where you seen pictures of Cassie and you getting testimonies of people getting beat up. You saw the tape and that kind of thing. You saw them pictures, all right, of, you know, Cassie having doggone bruises and cuts on her face, okay. The testimonies of, you know, this lady, I think her name is Bianca, being hung off a building, and then you get the lack of remorse. So that's also part of it, to where Diddy, when he was incarcerated, what, about like a year ago, and then this guy is not even following the guidelines or whatever of the correctional facility, that he's using other people's calling cards and things of that nature, okay. And there's also been witness tampering, where there was alleged threats to witnesses, okay, where the goal to testify, you know, is either paying people off to keep their mouth closed, or, like I say, that these threats about people, you know, may get harmed and things of that nature, you know, and letters being wrote to from Cassie, the cook, okay, and then the other guy, the Nash guy, all right, the hairdresser, that begging the judge to keep this guy in, okay, because they're afraid that Diddy's going to get out and get at these guys. Okay, so the judge said hell no. Furthermore, okay, it could have been a thing where there was more evidence and the judge had mentioned the evidence or whatever, said, look, you know what, I got a mountain of evidence, you know, of how he treated these guys and women and things of that nature. And that could have been a thing where if they decided to do the trial, they could bring in those doggone escorts or other, you know, people and be like, look, this is the stuff that he did to me, things of that nature. So all a retrial would do is just make things worse. Okay? So there you have it. They're not going to do, they're going to, for those reasons, they're not going to do a retrial. And I think that they don't want to any further waste any taxpayers' money just for Diddy's ass, okay? I think that for a while, Diddy's going to be locked up, but, you know, Trump is not going to come to his rescue, not at this time, because he's got his own issues he has to deal with all the stuff that's going on, the Epstein files, and other things that he has to deal with, you know, on a day-to-day basis. You know, so, oh well, it is what it is. It's jail for Diddy. Diddy's was trying to beg the judge for mercy and things of that nature. But this is basically a reflection that he's done for all this time. For all this time here, these are going testimonies from people like Gene Deal and also Little Rod and things of that nature. Okay, and those guys' names, let's see here, Little Rod, Cassie, and the other girl, Erica Kane, names were on that indictment of, you know, the layout. They talked about, you know, the things that Diddy has done. Also the way that Diddy planned off these doggone, you know, freak-offs and things of that nature. So this stuff has been something that the FBI was looking at over a 20-year span. It is what it is, y'all. So it was a reflection of all that. So you had pretty much the layout, the doggone, you know, the playbook, and then I think the icing on the cake was a freak off what they were going to do in Florida and all that, and you know, when they got caught at that airport here. All right, between that and KK and also the drug mule. Okay, so you know, they got caught red-handed. And but I digress. Okay, but they're looking at, once again, the three factors that I've added, and I think that I've explained that. Okay, once again, the synopsis of the 16-page response letter and also the evidence that the judge had for the most part. Okay. Well, let me know what you think. All right. And I think that in the end, that no amount of money really can get Diddy unraveled from the carnage that he has done and all that. And all this stuff is a distraction anyway. But let me know what you think here, and more content coming.